What would be your introduction?
You've really brought the tone down.
What would be your introduction?
Oh, God.
Our next stop is The Debated Show with your host, Jordan Kensington. In this week's show, we have comedian Ricky Gervais. Watch, subscribe, and enjoy.
Ring the bell, hashtag so what is your hot take. Follow us today at Debated Show. Let's go.
Ricky Gervais, welcome to the show.
Lovely to be here.
How are you?
Not the whole world.
It is the whole world, to be fair.
I must say that there are as many people who love me as hate me. It's always nice to be remembered. It's always nice to be in the gang. Do you know what I mean?
And it's always nice when you actually put so much work into something and people actually appreciate.
Honestly, I love it. You know, when you do a TV show or a movie and you write it and you direct it, you've lived with it. You've lived with it for a year before you even start putting it together. And you do your best guess and you put it out there and there's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing you can do. So when people say, oh, I love that, it's really nice. And when they say, I didn't like it, there's nothing you can do. You know, you go, it's
Move
done.
on to the next one.
Exactly, I'm on to the next thing.
But that's never your problem, though.
Well, I'm always doing more than one thing at once, just in case, you know, to keep me interested, before I die. But, you know, listen, people like hearing nice things about their work. That will never change. You know, you mustn't let it change you. You mustn't ever second guess. You mustn't think, what did they like about the last one? I'll do that again. I never do that. You know, I always
so you don't care what anyone thinks. You just it's just your ideas. It's just creative ideas.
Again, I think that sounds very arrogant. I don't care what anyone thinks. I'd rather people liked my work than not like it.
I see what you mean.
But if they don't like it, I can't do anything about it. And I won't change it because someone doesn't like it. Because if you hear someone didn't like it and you change it, someone who did like it won't like it now.
There you go.
You can't win. You
can't please everyone.
You have to just please yourself. And that sounds very arrogant.
But it's yourself.
Well,
it's a bit selfish, isn't it?
No, but it because it's the only thing you know. You only know if you think it's good or not. You don't. You can't get it. You can't get it right for everyone. And if you try to please everyone, you'll end up doing something, I think, quite safe and anodyne. And you know, I think innovation suffers if you try and. People get scared, and that's why they make the same movie as last week and the week before.
Part 2, Part 3, Part 4.
Yeah. And so I just think you've got to do it for you and how you feel at that time. It also feels that when I say, I wouldn't change anything, I had a great time doing it, people think you mean it was perfect. Well, I don't mean it was perfect. I mean, I couldn't have had a better time, and it turned out like I wanted at that point.
Of course.
And you've just got to keep doing
that. You don't believe in perfection. Perfection doesn't exist. That doesn't exist, right?
You change your mind.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, the thing that I didn't create, I don't like anymore, or I do like things. You know, take David Bowie. My favourite album changes every year.
Yeah.
You know, so you do that when you're a creator as well. Your outlook changes.
Definitely. Talking about David Bowie, obviously the character, David Brent, is based on a business entrepreneur who ditches his office and goes out there trying to be a rock star, literally desperately seeking stardom. So let's just play, say for 5 seconds, you close your eyes, you were in a dream, you got up in the morning, and this was all a dream. It happened, but it was all a dream. So everything you've done for all the past years is all a dream. What would you do?
I'm back in the office.
You're back in the office you worked in.
I'd think. Well, it's good and bad, isn't it? Because if none of this happened, right, and I'm back in the office I worked in, I'm also 35 again, which is so I've got 20 years back, and I'd probably think, oh, that's a good idea. I should be a comedian. In my dream, I was really good at it.
You've seen it all.
So I think that would be a good dream. Because I just go, oh, and then go, oh, though. Well, I also dreamt I had a bad back and I ached and I was 55. So
So you just get back on
I
the
always
game.
look at the positive.
I
I
see what
always
you
look
mean.
at the positive.
Positive mental attitude.
I have actually thought of that. I have actually thought
yeah.
of that this did come out of nowhere. You know,
Because sometimes you see what you've achieved, right?
Yeah.
And we interview a lot of people, and they say the same thing. They say it sometimes feels like a dream. Like they've gone through so much, they've achieved so much, and you sit back and you look at it, and you think it almost feels impossible.
Well, I also remember that sort of thing when, because we were saying you do it for yourself, and it's lovely to be nominated, and you know you have to read criticism, and all those things go in, and then and I think about it, I think if someone did, say like 20 years ago, you're in an average job, but you could be a globally successful comedian. You could travel the world. You could write what you want. You could win awards. You could have a lovely house. But now and again, someone on a blog will say something nasty about you. When you think of that, you think, bring it on.
Bring it on.
Do you know what I mean? I want to tell people when they say about, does criticism hurt you? I think,
who cares?
No, because it's virtual.
Yeah, of course.
It's
online.
It doesn't
It doesn't exist at all. Yeah.
So I sort of do pinch myself, that it happened it happened late in life, I would think I was 37, 38 when I started even thinking about The Office, and then it sort of all happened from there, and I sort of grabbed it and hung on.
Amazing,
You know
amazing.
what I mean?
You
Now,
are
talking
known
about award ceremonies,
for hosting several award ceremonies, especially Golden Globes in America.
Yeah.
And in fact, your hardcore roasting of celebrities made you known as the most feared comedian in America.
Which I don't understand.
Well, I don't understand either, because they're normal human beings.
I was shocked
right?
when I first went to Hollywood, and there's all these amazing. When I was, I wasn't really known there, but I think I won a couple of Golden Globes for The Office, and these mega stars worried about what people thought of them, and I was thinking, really? You don't have to worry about anything.
You've got everything.
I know.
What's the point?
And I kept that with me. But I didn't think that bad.
I don't think you did it.
I teased them. I just think they hadn't seen it before.
They've never been directly roasted like they expect, except they're paid to be roasted.
Well, I think that was it. I think they're very insecure. They're very nervous. They're worried about their image. They think that, one line can destroy them. No one wants to be the butt of the joke, but I don't think they were. I went after their
I
behaviours.
did feel sorry for Mel Gibson, though. I mean,
well, yeah, but then again,
the drink joke was.
Yeah, but then it's like I wasn't judging him on that. I drink. I get drunk.
Yeah.
It's just that he did it publicly, and I teased him about it, but I don't think I said anything that bad.
No, I don't
In
think
fact,
so
I said,
either.
I like a drink as much as the next man, unless the next man is Mel Gibson.
Well, exactly. Well, that's factual.
And it was confronting the elephant in the room. It just broke, and that was that big scandal.
But actually,
and what would I have said to him? Here comes the director of Braveheart. It would have been an odd introduction. It's like we're just having fun with these guys.
That
and
makes sense.
Makes
sense. Do you know what we were thinking? If you were to host, say, the National Film Awards, and you had to introduce Donald Trump on stage, for example, what would you say?
Oh,
what would be your introduction?
You've really brought the tone down.
What would be your introduction?
Oh, God. It's an odd one, that, isn't it?
That could be the introduction. That's
it.
It
is an odd one.
That's all you got to say. That could be the introduction.
Oh my God! I think I don't know what I'd do in that position. I mean, I think I'd have to seize the day.
And
again, I couldn't go, please welcome the President of the United States.
Nah. It's not
so
normal.
I think I'd have to go for it. But then again, it's difficult politics, because I've always kept
talking about it now.
They are. I've never
plumbers
been.
are talking about it. Barbers are talking about it. Celebrities.
I have never been political. I wasn't political for until 4 months ago, and now it's the only thing I talk about. I get up in the morning and I can't wait for him to get up and tweet.
Well,
I cannot wait. It's it's amazing.
It's just what's he gonna say? Which is mental. It's like we've got a celebrity running the biggest country in the world. But say no more.
It's a president. A president getting into Twitter wars with Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's
crazy.
Bizarre. It's off the scale. Think of that a few years ago. I mean, it's unimaginable. But I still try and keep the politics out of funny. Whatever side you're on, if a joke gets a round of applause because people just agree with it, I think it loses some of its comedic credibility because it's rallying. It's the same reason I don't like, you know, those 70s racist comics. You know, it's just based on like-minded people going, I think, hold on, this isn't comedy. This is you getting a round of applause for people who agree with your, and you know, you can't say that you're on the right side. So you have to do something with that. You have to do something. There has to be a certain amount of truth, or satire, or just it has to be. I think it has to be stand up on its own comedic feet. You know. So I try not to get with things like the Golden Globes. Though the good thing about those jokes are, they're clearly bespoke. I couldn't use them again. They're for that night, and it's nice to write little one-liners, which I don't do in my stand-up or you know, TV, because people don't speak like that. So it's nice to do that sort of old-fashioned roasting sort of one-liner comedy.
Definitely. Now, Ricky, you are known for creatively thinking outside the box. I mean, in all your films, it's the storylines, no one knows where it's going, and it always goes somewhere. It literally is outside the box thinking. The question is, how do you come up with your ideas?
I think a bizarre answer is I don't. You know, you can't help having an idea. You either have it or you don't. You can't sit down and think, I want to have an idea about, it's either there or it isn't. And so it comes when you're relaxed. My ideas come when I'm on a plane and my phone isn't on and I'm not doing admin. In a day, I think people don't realise that when you sort of do it all yourself and you're a comedian and you write your own gags and you write your own TV shows and films and you do your own press, the bigger you get, the more admin is produced. No, so if people think that I write for 8 hours a day, they're way out. I write for 5 minutes a day, and the rest is admin because of all the things you have
to do on the business side of things.
So the when I have my ideas, if I'm not working on something, and you know, a lot of it's procedural, a lot of it is just banging it out and doing it and then honing it. You know, inspiration is quite rare.
Do you work better during the early hours of the morning?
No, I don't.
No?
I don't. I just want to have a coffee and
sleep
and say, come on, Donald. Sweet. But I'm easily distracted. This is why my office is like this, because I'm like a toddler. I want to do 5 things at once. I paint and I've got 2 on the go, and it's the way that my brain works. I have to download things, and so when I'm not working on, literally just working on something very specific, I'm doing admin and stuff. So planes are good. I can't have the phone going, no one can call me.
So you can be there on your own and just do your thing.
I can just think. I do think the altitude helps, the free champagne.
Free champagne always helps.
And going for a jog. When I go for a jog, you go there and you suddenly get into a mode where you're just thinking, and that's when a idea comes. It can be the idea for an end of a movie or a title, a pun. It can be a routine about something, like a joke. I think, that's a great thing. And I get an adrenaline rush. I think that's a great idea. Nothing gives me an adrenaline rush like the initial idea. And then it's how little you ruin it. I go home and I go to Jane, what do you think of this joke? And she says, please don't say that in public.
So, see you, mate. So, listen, Ricky, we're going to play a little game, a quick game, all right? Just anything that comes in your head, just say it, right?
Oh, God.
It's called Top 5, right? Buvic's Top 5. Top 5 best comedians of all time. Anything that comes in your head.
Louis C.K. Laurel and Hardy are my favourite. I know you probably mean stand-up. Larry David, Richard Pryor. Patrice O'Neill.
Amazing.
How many is that?
That's 5.
Okay.
That's 5. Top 5 best films of all time.
Godfather 1,
Amazing.
2, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Amazing.
Casablanca.
Don't forget Life on the Road.
Life on the Road.
There you go.
How embarrassing.
Here you go.
He made me say that. I don't think Life on the Road is in the top 5 films of all time. It might be in
personal choice.
I love things like I'd say Godfather.
Godfather,
my favourite film of all time.
Ricky Gervais, thank you so much. I'm looking forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you very much. Pleasure. Cheers, man. Thank you.